What did you think when you heard the news about Pearl Harbor?
We'll kill those goddamn Japs.
Did you sign up for the Navy right after Pearl Harbor?
Yeah, I think so.
Did you know there was going to be a draft?
A draft? Oh, sure. Everybody knew there'd be a draft.
What made you join the Navy?
Because I wanted a clean place to sleep and a hot meal.
Why does the Navy give you that?
Well, because if you were in the Army, you ate what they gave you, cold meal usually.
Did you like being in the Navy?
In a way, yes.
How long were you in for?
I think something over 3 years.
What was your job?
Well, when I first went aboard ship, we had what you call a log room. And I was the guy who was the log room yeoman at that time. A yeoman is like a secretary, and as he was much older, he was resentful that he was in the Navy because he figured he didn't belong there. But anyway,
What did you do in this log room?
it would be like a stenographer or secretary.
Was it because you could type?
Yes. Yeah, if I couldn't type, I wouldn't have been there.
How long were you in that position?
About 3 years, I think.
Did you have any other positions?
Well, I finally talked my way out of there and went down to the engine room.
What did you do in the engine room?
Oh, a little bit of everything that the engine room guy does. He gets the ship fired up.
What was your title while you were working in the engine room?
And machinist mate.
What rank machinist mate?
Well, when the war was over, I was a machinist mate first class.
What was the name of your ship?
George Clymer.
Were you on the same ship the whole time?
Yeah, I spent the whole war on that ship.
What type of ship was it?
Uh, well, what the hell would you technically call it? I don't know.
Was it a troop transport?
Basically, yes.
When did you get out of the Navy?
Uh, a few days after the war ended, and I don't remember exactly when that was.
Do you remember when they dropped the atomic bomb on Japan?
The ship had finally returned to the States. I'd been out of the States for 3 years, and finally the ship returned to the States for a minor overhaul, and I think we were up in San Francisco.
What did you think of them bombing Japan?
Hard to say. I always thought that we would never probably have bombed the Germans. But they were different.
Were you happy they bombed Japan?
I was happy that we did anything that ended the war.
What was your favorite port?
Well, we didn't get to port very often, so it's hard to say that, too.
Did you ever go to the Philippines?
Yeah.
Did you like the Philippines?
Yeah, they were all right.
Did you ever go to Australia?
No, went to New Zealand, which is pretty close to Australia.
Did you like New Zealand?
Yes, very much.
Why did you like New Zealand?
Nice people, good-looking girls. They were well. How do you say it? All of the New Zealand men were in Europe.
So the New Zealand girls liked the American boys?
And so the New Zealand girls didn't have any boyfriends. They took to American men. Yeah,
Did you have a girlfriend in New Zealand?
not really.
Did you go out on any dates with New Zealand girls?
A few, not many. I wasn't much of a lover in those days.
I don't believe that for a second. I'm sure you were quite the Casanova in your day.
No, I wasn't really. I wasn't.
Why did your brother, Uncle Dick, go into the army?
He got drafted. Dick got drafted in the army.
Did he try to go to the Navy?
No, Dick at first, when the war first come along, Dick was what do you call it?
Medically unfit?
Yeah, that's what they said.
What was wrong with him?
I think they said at first he had a heart murmur. But then they finally decided that he didn't, and they took him in the service. By that time, the war was nearing its end.